Imagine waking up one morning, opening your laptop, and discovering that artificial intelligence has become smarter than ever before. An AI that writes better than professional authors, solves complex scientific problems in minutes, creates software from a simple idea, designs entire businesses, teaches any subject, understands images, videos, voice, and code, almost as naturally as a human. It sounds like science fiction. But what if that future is much closer than we think? For years, the world has watched artificial intelligence evolve at an astonishing pace. Each new generation has done something people once believed was impossible. First, AI learned to understand language. Then it learned to write. Next, it learned to code. Then it began solving complex reasoning problems that once required highly trained experts. Every breakthrough changed the way we work, the way we learn, and even the way we think about intelligence itself. Now, the entire technology industry is waiting for one thing: the next major leap. A system that many believe could become the most important AI release of this decade. GPT-6. But here's the question. Why is everyone so excited? Is GPT-6 really expected to be that different? Or has the internet simply created another wave of hype? Some people believe it could completely transform education, healthcare, scientific research, business, software development, and everyday life. Others believe expectations have become unrealistic. They argue that building more powerful AI is becoming increasingly difficult, more expensive, and much slower than most people realize. So, who's right? Could GPT-6 truly become the biggest AI launch of the decade? Or will reality fall short of the enormous expectations surrounding it? In this documentary, we're not going to rely on rumors. We're not going to chase headlines. And we're definitely not going to make impossible predictions. Instead, we'll examine the evidence. We'll look at how AI reached this point. We'll explore why the entire world is watching the next generation of artificial intelligence. We'll separate confirmed facts from speculation. And by the end of this video, you'll understand why GPT-6 has become one of the most anticipated technologies on the planet. And whether it really has the potential to change everything. This is the story behind what could become the biggest AI launch of the decade. To understand why GPT-6 has generated so much excitement, we first need to understand something even bigger: the artificial intelligence revolution. For decades, AI remained mostly inside research laboratories. Scientists believed intelligent machines were possible. But progress was slow. Computers simply weren't powerful enough. The data didn't exist. And the technology was far from ready. Then, everything changed. In just a few years, artificial intelligence went from being a scientific experiment to becoming one of the most important technologies on Earth. Today, students use AI to learn faster. Programmers use AI to write code. Doctors use AI to assist with medical research. Businesses use AI to automate repetitive work. Designers create images in seconds. Writers generate ideas instantly. Even filmmakers now use AI to create videos that once required massive production teams. What once took hours now takes minutes. Sometimes only seconds. The speed of progress has surprised almost everyone. Every new generation of AI has become faster, smarter, more creative, and more useful. Companies around the world quickly realized something important. Artificial intelligence wasn't just another technology. It was becoming the foundation for the next generation of software. That's why billions of dollars began flowing into AI research. Technology companies started building enormous data centers. Powerful AI chips became one of the world's most valuable products. Governments announced national AI strategies. Universities expanded AI research programs. Investors poured money into startups. And suddenly, artificial intelligence wasn't just changing technology. It was beginning to reshape the global economy. A new race had begun. Every major technology company wanted to build the world's most capable AI system. The competition intensified. Each breakthrough pushed everyone else to move faster. And as expectations grew, people began asking an even bigger question. If today's AI can already write code, translate languages, generate videos, and solve complex problems, what could the next generation accomplish? Could it reason more like a human? Could it become a true research assistant? Could it help scientists discover new medicines? Could it accelerate breakthroughs that would normally take years? Nobody knows the answers yet. But one thing is clear. The next major AI release won't simply be another software update. It could represent the next chapter in one of the fastest technological revolutions in human history. And that's exactly why the world is paying so much attention. Because the next leap in artificial intelligence may not simply improve how we use computers. It could fundamentally change how humans work, create, learn, and solve problems for decades to come. Every technological revolution has defining moments. For the Internet, it was the arrival of the World Wide Web. For smartphones, it was the launch of the iPhone. And for artificial intelligence, one of the biggest turning points was the development of the GPT series. The journey didn't begin with ChatGPT. It began years earlier. In 2018, the first version, GPT-1, was introduced. Compared to today's systems, it was incredibly limited. It could generate text, but it often struggled to maintain context or produce reliable answers. Still, it proved something revolutionary. A language model could learn patterns from enormous amounts of text and generate surprisingly human-like responses. It was the beginning of something much bigger. Just 1 year later, GPT-2 arrived. This version demonstrated a dramatic leap in language generation. The responses became longer, more coherent, and much more natural. For the first time, people started wondering whether AI-generated writing might eventually become difficult to distinguish from human writing. Then came GPT-3. Everything changed. With a massive increase in scale, GPT-3 shocked developers, researchers, and businesses around the world. It could answer questions, write essays, generate computer code, translate languages, summarize documents, and even create poetry. What once seemed impossible suddenly became reality. For many people, GPT-3 was their first glimpse into the future of artificial intelligence. But the biggest breakthrough was still ahead. In late 2022, ChatGPT was introduced. Instead of remaining inside research labs, advanced AI became available to millions of people almost overnight. Students used it for learning. Developers used it to write software. Businesses used it to improve productivity. Content creators generated ideas faster than ever before. Within months, artificial intelligence became part of everyday life. Then came GPT-4. Instead of simply generating better text, it demonstrated stronger reasoning, improved coding ability, better accuracy, and the ability to understand both text and images. It wasn't perfect. Hallucinations still existed. Mistakes still happened. But the improvement over previous generations was impossible to ignore. Every new generation solved problems that had once seemed unsolvable. And every improvement raised an even bigger question. If AI could improve this much in just a few years, what might the next generation be capable of? This is exactly why expectations for GPT-6 have become so enormous. People aren't expecting another small upgrade. They're expecting another leap. A leap similar to what happened when ChatGPT first transformed the industry. But expectations can be dangerous. History has shown that technological progress isn't always predictable. Sometimes breakthroughs arrive faster than anyone expects. Other times, engineering challenges slow everything down. That's why separating realistic expectations from internet hype is so important. Because understanding where AI has come from is the only way to make sense of where it might be going next. And that's exactly what we'll explore in the next chapter. So, why has GPT-6 become one of the most anticipated technology releases in the world? The answer isn't just curiosity. It's expectation. Every previous generation of AI solved problems that once seemed impossible. Naturally, people now expect the next generation to push those boundaries even further. But what exactly are people hoping to see? The first expectation is better reasoning. Today's AI models are incredibly capable. They can answer questions, write code, analyze documents, and solve many complex tasks. Yet they still make mistakes. Sometimes they misunderstand instructions. Sometimes they produce incorrect information with complete confidence. And sometimes they fail on problems that seem surprisingly simple. Researchers around the world are working to reduce these weaknesses. Many people believe the next generation of AI could become significantly better at reasoning through difficult problems step by step. Not because it will be perfect, but because every generation has shown measurable improvements. Another expectation involves long-term memory and context. Imagine asking an AI to help manage a project that lasts for months. Instead of forgetting earlier conversations, it could understand the entire history of your work. Your goals, your preferences, your previous decisions. That would make AI feel far more like a true assistant rather than a chatbot. Another area attracting enormous attention is multimodal intelligence. Today's leading AI systems can already work with text, images, and in some cases audio and video. Many observers expect future systems to integrate these capabilities even more naturally. Imagine showing an AI a complex engineering diagram, asking questions by voice, receiving visual explanations, and then generating working software from the same conversation. Whether future models achieve all of that remains to be seen. But these possibilities explain why expectations continue to grow. Coding is another major reason. Artificial intelligence has already transformed software development. Developers now use AI to explain unfamiliar code, find bugs, generate functions, and speed up everyday programming tasks. If the next generation becomes even more reliable, it could dramatically improve productivity for software teams around the world. Businesses are also watching closely. Companies aren't interested in AI simply because it's impressive. They're interested because better AI can save time, reduce costs, improve customer service, and automate repetitive work. For many organizations, the next generation of AI isn't just a technological upgrade. It's a business decision. Scientists are paying attention for another reason. Artificial intelligence is beginning to assist with research. It can analyze enormous datasets, summarize scientific papers, suggest new ideas, and accelerate certain parts of the discovery process. Future systems may become even more useful research partners. Again, that's an expectation, not a confirmed capability. And that's an important distinction. Finally, there's one expectation that appears in almost every discussion about GPT-6. People want AI that feels more dependable. Not simply more intelligent. More trustworthy. More accurate. More consistent. Whether GPT-6 ultimately meets these expectations is something no one can answer today. But one thing is already clear. The excitement surrounding the next generation of AI isn't based on a single new feature. It's based on the possibility that artificial intelligence could take another significant step forward. And if that happens, the impact may extend far beyond technology companies. It could influence education, healthcare, business, science, and everyday life in ways we're only beginning to imagine. But before we assume that future is inevitable, we also need to examine the obstacles standing in the way. Because building the world's most advanced AI system is far more difficult than most people realize. It's easy to imagine a future where artificial intelligence keeps getting smarter every year. But reality is far more complicated. Building the next generation of AI isn't simply a matter of adding more computers or writing more code. Every major improvement becomes increasingly difficult. One of the biggest challenges is computing power. Modern AI models require enormous amounts of processing power during both training and deployment. Thousands of advanced AI chips work together for weeks, sometimes even months, to train a single frontier model. The infrastructure behind these systems is unlike anything the technology industry has ever built.
On the
massive data
centers,
centers,
of a new
specialized
era.
hardware, complex cooling
This
systems,
is the most
and huge amounts of electricity.
technology
As models become larger and more capable,
created.
the cost of training them also
It
increases
will
dramatically.
challenge
Another
what
major
it
challenge is data.
means to be
Artificial
human.
intelligence learns from enormous collections of information.
This
But
is
high-quality
the
data isn't unlimited.
launch of the
Researchers must
decade.
constantly find better ways to improve models without simply feeding them more text from the internet. That is becoming increasingly difficult. Then there's reliability. Today's AI can produce remarkable answers. But it can also generate incorrect information with complete confidence. These mistakes are often called hallucinations. Reducing them remains one of the biggest technical challenges in artificial intelligence. People don't just want smarter AI. They want AI they can trust. Safety is another critical issue. As AI systems become more powerful, the potential becomes much greater. That's why developers spend significant time evaluating new models before wider deployment. Testing isn't just about measuring intelligence. It's also about understanding limitations, reducing harmful outputs, and improving reliability across thousands of different situations. Then comes regulation. Governments around the world are paying much closer attention to artificial intelligence than ever before. Many countries are developing new rules covering transparency, privacy, security, and responsible AI development. These policies could influence how advanced systems are released and adopted. Competition is another powerful factor. The AI race has become one of the most competitive technology races in history. Several major companies are investing billions of dollars into research and infrastructure. Every new breakthrough encourages competitors to move even faster. But competition also creates pressure. Companies must balance speed with safety, innovation with responsibility, excitement with caution. Finally, there is one challenge that receives less attention than almost everything else: expectation. The internet has created enormous excitement around GPT-6. Some people expect it to solve nearly every problem. Others expect it to transform the world overnight. History suggests reality is usually more balanced. Every generation of AI has introduced impressive improvements. But every generation has also revealed new limitations. Progress rarely happens in one giant leap. It usually happens through thousands of small breakthroughs working together. And that's why predicting the future of artificial intelligence is so difficult. Because building the next revolutionary system isn't only a scientific challenge. It's an engineering challenge. An economic challenge. A regulatory challenge. And perhaps most importantly, a human challenge. Every major technology changes the world in its own way. Electricity transformed industry. The internet transformed communication. Smartphones transformed daily life. Now, many people believe artificial intelligence could become the next great technological revolution. But if GPT-6 becomes significantly more capable, what could actually change? Let's start with healthcare. Today, doctors and researchers already use AI to analyze medical images, organize patient information, and assist with scientific research. Future AI systems could help summarize complex medical literature in seconds, identify patterns across enormous datasets, and support researchers searching for new treatments. AI wouldn't replace doctors, but it could become one of their most powerful tools. Education may also change dramatically. Imagine every student having access to a personal tutor, available 24 hours a day, patient enough to explain the same concept 100 different ways. Instead of one-size-fits-all education, learning could become personalized. Students could move at their own pace while receiving explanations tailored to their individual needs. Business is another area already experiencing rapid transformation. Companies are using AI to automate repetitive tasks, analyze customer feedback, generate reports, write software, and improve decision-making. If future AI systems become even more reliable, businesses may spend less time on routine work and more time solving creative problems. Software development could evolve as well. Today's AI assistants already help developers write code, find bugs, explain unfamiliar programs, and speed up development. Future systems might become even stronger collaborators, helping engineers focus more on architecture and innovation rather than repetitive coding. Scientific research could also accelerate. Modern science produces an enormous amount of information every day. No single researcher can read everything. Advanced AI could help organize knowledge, identify hidden patterns, generate research summaries, and even suggest promising new directions for investigation. Again, this doesn't mean AI replaces scientists. It helps them work faster.
We stand
Creative
on
industries
the
are changing
brink of a
Artists,
new era.
Filmmakers, designers,
This is the most
musicians,
powerful
and writers are already experimenting with AI as a creative
ever
partner.
created.
Instead of replacing
it
imagination,
will
AI
challenge
often expands
what
what's
it
possible by reducing
means
the time
to
needed
be
to turn ideas into
human.
reality. But perhaps the biggest impact isn't any single
is
industry.
The launch
It's accessibility.
Of the decade.
Powerful AI can make advanced knowledge available to anyone with an internet connection. Someone starting a business, learning a language, building software, or exploring a new subject can receive guidance that once required years of specialized training. That could reduce barriers to education, entrepreneurship, and innovation around the world. Of course, every opportunity also brings new responsibility. As AI becomes more capable, questions about ethics, privacy, security, employment, and human oversight become even more important. Technology alone doesn't determine the future. People do. The decisions researchers, businesses, governments, and society make over the next few years may shape how artificial intelligence influences the lives of billions. So perhaps the real question isn't, will GPT-6 change the world? The better question is, how will humanity choose to use it? So, is GPT-6 really going to become the biggest AI launch of the decade? The honest answer is, nobody knows. Not because artificial intelligence isn't advancing, but because predicting the future of technology has always been incredibly difficult. History has taught us an important lesson. Some technologies exceed every expectation. Others take much longer than anyone imagined. The internet wasn't built in a single year. Smartphones didn't transform the world overnight. And artificial intelligence won't reach its full potential with one single release. Progress happens step by step. Generation by generation. Breakthrough by breakthrough. What we do know is this. Artificial intelligence is improving at a remarkable pace. Researchers continue to solve problems that once seemed impossible. Companies continue investing billions into new infrastructure. Governments are developing new AI policies. Universities are expanding research. Businesses are integrating AI into everyday operations. And millions of people now rely on AI every single day. Whether GPT-6 arrives sooner, later, or with capabilities different from what many people expect, one thing is already certain. Artificial intelligence is no longer a glimpse of the future. It's becoming part of the present. The biggest story isn't simply the release of one new model. The real story is how AI is changing the way humans create, learn, work, communicate, and solve problems. Years from now, people may look back at this moment as the beginning of an entirely new era. Or they may see it as just one important step in a much longer journey. Only time will answer that question. Until then, the smartest approach isn't blind optimism. And it isn't fear. It's understanding. Understanding the technology. Understanding its possibilities. Understanding its limitations. Because the people who understand artificial intelligence will be far better prepared for the future than those who simply ignore it. If you enjoyed this documentary, subscribe to Oracle Alpha. Every week, we break down the biggest developments in artificial intelligence, technology, finance, and the future using evidence, analysis, and clear explanations. No hype. No clickbait promises. Just thoughtful analysis of the ideas shaping tomorrow. Thank you for watching. And remember, the future doesn't arrive all at once. It arrives one breakthrough at a time.